Well, hello my little beauties, it's David Connolly here, the web developer extraordinaire. I'm going to give you a little run through of the projects that are covered in Speed Coding Academy. I've never actually spoken about the projects, at least not here on YouTube. So I'm going to do a little video showing you the stuff that we've been working on. So I'll kick this one off by showing you our task manager. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to build it right now. I'm going to do it right now. So here I am using the TronGate desktop app. I'm going to make an app called Demo Task Manager. I'll just show you how fast and easy this stuff is. So when I click Generate New App, it's downloading from GitHub. It's done all of the database configuration literally before I can even say it. I'm going to create what's called a new module, and I'll just say My Task. So I write it in singular. It's going to suggest, do you want a navigation label, manage my tasks? That's fine, I'll take out the word my, manage tasks will be fine for me. Now I'm going to choose a little navigation icon, maybe a list or something like that would do. So I'm searching for the word list, and I think that'll be just about perfect. And now I'm going to add some properties for this task manager. Let's have a variable character, which I will call task title. Okay, I'll add that. And let's have a boolean, so that means true or false, and I'll just have this one with complete. Is the task complete, right? So there we go, we'll submit that. I'm not going to bother with a URL column, that's for SEO stuff. I'm going to order by ID ascending. Generate, so it's now writing all of the code for that, setting up the database table, and now our app is ready to go. So you can create a new record with something like, well, you can see I've got a few here before. Clean the garden, complete, there's your task right there. You can add comments. Here is a comment. So that is the first project literally done. Now, by the way, we are not a bunch of button pushers, just so you know. I teach you the code. And then once you've learned how to do the code, then I introduce you to the software that does all of the boilerplate stuff automatically. Anyway, that's the first one. Now, the Passport Manager, I'm going to skip it. All of these first modules, I'm basically just showing you the foundations of creating these basic, what I call modules, maybe with picture uploaders and things like that. As for the driving license manager, it's the same kind of idea. It's a very simple module, but in that one, I'm introducing you to module relationships. I think in that case, it's a one-to-one relationship. Again, we're going to skip it. The university IT system, I'm going to skip that as well. That's a demonstration of, well, maybe I should give you a quick look at it actually. Okay, so here's the video with the university IT system. You can see it's a bit more advanced. I've got students, lecturers, courses, I've got pop-up calendars and things like that here. And again, there's picture uploaders as well. Here I think I'm doing a course and I'm associating it with a lecturer. So I'm really just introducing people to table relations and things like that, and also just how to build large-scale applications. So that's what that one's all about. The next project that I'll introduce you to, I'll skip the documentation builder, but the online shop one is quite a cool one. If I just take you to that, I'll show you what this is all about. So with this project, we design and build and do all of the code, payment gateway and everything for a website that has an original design and also a payment gateway, in this case with PayPal. In this one I introduce people to Nitro, which is a little software app I've made. And the idea is you choose your front-end framework, let's say Materialize for example, and I show them these incredibly quick ways to generate front-end code. So for example, here's a template, here's some buttons, you know, here's some alternative buttons. How about a form? Or how about a contact form? Or a login form, you know, and it goes on and on and on. A table maybe? Or how about an alternative table? So the idea is that with Nitro, you can build these designs, these unique custom designs astonishingly quickly. And in the online shop project, the single page online shop, that's where you get introduced to that stuff. Alright, the next project that I'm going to show you is, well, we've got build a secure login system with the Trongate framework. I'm not going to show you that though, because it's hard to make that exciting, but you'll learn all about security and encryption and hashing and all of that stuff. But I think as far as the interesting ones go, here's one: build your own WordPress. So the idea with this one is it's kind of a confidence building exercise. We head over to WordPress and get a hold of the latest version of it. I haven't used WordPress for years, and what I do is I show you how to build effectively a sort of clone of WordPress. Now, I don't like using words like clone because of course it's, you know, WordPress has been years in development and it's not going to be exactly the same. So we have a look at some of the basic features of WordPress, and then we look at the default WordPress theme, which currently looks a bit like that. So then we use a variety of tools and techniques to build a theme that's almost identical. I think we're using a font from Google Fonts here. I have a problem with that word. And eventually, once we have a theme that we like, we then get a hold of a What You See Is What You Get editor from Packagist, and we build our own custom content management system remarkably quickly, actually. Like I say, I think this is more of a confidence building exercise than anything else, and I would consider this to be quite an easy project. So now we've done quite a few projects and you've got a pretty substantial set of tools. So now we're ready to go on and start building large-scale commercial projects. The next project that we do is an online jewellery shop, and it's extremely advanced. In fact, I'm going to have to refer to some notes here to tell you what some of the features are. Now, I won't have them all here, but some of the main features that we cover, if I can get my phone working. So obviously I'm going to walk you through the full design. You get all of that. It's going to have full items CRUD, obviously, so that's create, read, update and delete of items. You're going to build an image uploader, then an image gallery uploader that uploads asynchronously. Then we're going to build a custom IPN listener, so that's to do with the payment gateway, and you'll have notifications coming in from PayPal when orders come in. There's a private customer area. There's PDF invoice generation, password handling, hashing, encryption, it's all there. A contact form, a custom internal messaging system, custom order tracking, recommended items, which sounds simple but it's actually quite advanced. You know when you go on Amazon and it says other items you might like, it's kind of like that. We've got SEO friendly URLs, and the thing looks fabulous on mobile devices. I even have some guest lessons from the guy who made the front end framework that we use. That's Martin Masson even. And there's also the most advanced drag and drop series for the category creation, I'm pretty sure, in the history of the industry. We're using plain JavaScript, so you're not going to have to worry about rewrites or anything, and you're not going to have to worry about browser compatibility. This is, by my estimation, the most advanced online shop training series in the history of the web. I have a series on YouTube, Build an Online Shop, that took 35 videos. I did it 135 videos. This series blows that away. But because we're using speed coding, we don't need 135 videos. And by the time you get to the end of that project, you will be able to build any app that any client can reasonably ask for. That's my promise. So at this point of the training, I'm like, well, what now? You know, you can do anything really, and probably multiple times faster than the average developer. So I figured, here's what we'll do. Let's build a clone of Speed Coding Academy. So that's our very next project. And when I say a clone, I really mean that. So I teach you how to build a secure members system, how to build video streaming with AWS CloudFront. with tokenized URLs, the comment section, the sign up process, absolutely everything that's on Speed Coding Academy. It's all there. I've just remembered, I think there's a crypto gateway in there as well, now that I think of it. And at the end of the project, I'll even just give you a copy of it as a thank you for coming on board. It's quite a cool project, that one. The next project's one that only a few people have done at the time of recording this video, but the feedback has been excellent, and I think it might just be my favourite project of the whole lot, because the next project we do is a static site generator. Now, I don't know if you've heard the phrase static websites or static website generators. It's kind of like the latest craze, you know? You may have heard of things like Nuxt and Gatsby, and there's a whole bunch of them. Anyway, what happened is, I watched these tutorials on how to build how to use static site generators. I was interested in the subject. And when I was watching the videos on YouTube, nobody was teaching this in a way that was fast and easy. And I was looking at them and I thought, oh, hang on a minute. I think I can build my own one. And that's what we do. So we build our own static site generator. Now wait till you get this. We build it in about half an hour, which is faster than anyone on YouTube can teach you how to use somebody else's. How cool is that, right? So would you rather watch a tutorial? Some of the tutorials go on for 4 hours. Would you rather watch a tutorial with somebody teaching you how to use another one? Or would you rather just build one in about half an hour? If I wasn't chatting, I could do it in about 20 minutes, and so could you. So that's a really cool project. And at the end of it, you have this design that looks kind of garbage, if I'm being honest, but that's not the point. The point is that we're now generating these HTML pages that load in about 2-3 thousandths of a second. And I am pretty sure that our static site generator is more performant than any of the ones in the top 10s that you'll see on YouTube. I'll be delighted to take the Pepsi challenge on that one. So that's our next project. It's build a static site generator. The next project's quite a fun project, and it uses quite a lot of JavaScript. It's build a website that uses machine learning, and together we build this website. You may or may not recognize this, but it's taken from a TV show called Breaking Bad, and there's a restaurant there, and this is their website. Turns out they actually do have a website, you know. So I walk you through how to do that design. We do the whole thing, and then just because we can, we add in a little bit of machine learning to make that whole series interesting. So the way that works is we're using a thing called brain.js, and you see this menu system here. We are using machine learning to analyze the background color and to figure out what the best color of text is for these menus. In other words, should it be black or white, you know? It's kind of quite simple, actually. And if I'm being entirely honest, I'm not the first person to come up with that idea for a tutorial, but I think I'm the first person to wrap it around a full client-ready project, which it is. And in fact, when the client uses the back-end system, they would have no idea that this site is actually using machine learning. So that's quite a nice project, and I hope you enjoy that one. And the last project that I'm going to mention here, at least, is going to be our car ordering system. So the idea here is, imagine that you own a car dealership and somebody has just came and they want to buy a BMW 3 Series with a sunroof and with saddle brown leather seats or something and a Bluetooth connection and all of that stuff. Well, how do you build that? Well, it's all here. And this particular project is one that I'm really proud of for a few reasons. First of all, I don't think anybody else is teaching this. Secondly, I've done this for real. I have actually built this kind of system for real, and I know that this is the system that gets used by most car manufacturers because I'm the guy who made it. And the other thing that makes me feel good about this is that one of the API endpoints for vehicle options that I made for this project has got over 2 million rows in it, and it works fabulously. So anyone who ever says that we're using dodgy technologies, or nobody has ever said that, but anybody who says something like MySQL cannot handle large amounts of data, well, by the end of this project, you will have handled large amounts of data quite easily. And more than that, you'll have experience of building yet another large-scale custom application. And without bragging too much, these are the kind of apps for which companies pay six-figure sums. And I speak with a vibe of humbleness, but you can feel there's a flare of honesty here, you know? So that's going to be our next project. Anyway, I think that's enough, hopefully, to keep people going a while. As I've said, my declaration is pretty clear. Of course I'm not going to have time to show people every single technology and every single technique, but that's not the point. By the time you've done these projects, you will be able to build any app that any client can reasonably ask for.